right, blessed be his name. That is a beautiful song that we just played. And at the end, if you stay tuned, we'll play the whole song. We are now on our second part, dealing with Josiah's purge. We'll be picking up in 1 Kings chapter 11, starting at verse 28. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, and he made him ruler of all the charge of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass at the time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him, and it rent in 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith Yah, the Elohim of Israel, Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. Because that they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways to do that which is right in my eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him a prince all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I have chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. Let's stop there. When we look at this particular text, first we see something that is reoccurrent in the scripture, and that is, anytime when Elohim is getting ready to do something, he sent forth a prophet. We see in Amos chapter 3 and verse 8, it says, Surely Yah would not do anything except he reveal his secrets unto his servant the prophet. He sent Ahijah the prophet after the rebellion of King Solomon. Now the word of Elohim came to Jeroboam, and this was the word, saying that he would be promised 10 tribes. This is a prophetic word and a prophetic promise. Now, all he would have to do is to be obedient to the commandments, keeping the covenant. Now let's pick up in 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 39 or verse 40. The book says, And Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam. And Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. End quote. We see here that after the prophetic word to Jeroboam, suddenly, I guess King Solomon must have heard of that word, and he sought to kill him. And this man, for the word of Elohim's sake, he fled and hid in Egypt, which was wisdom. But now we're going to look into 1 Kings chapter 12, when Rehoboam takes the throne. Reading at verse 1. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all of Israel would come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass, and Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt. Let's look at Jeroboam now. Jeroboam is now king of all of Israel, the 10 tribes, according to the word of Elohim from the mouth of Ahijah. Picking up at 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 25. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and he dwelt therein. And he went out from thence and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of Yah at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord or to their master, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah. And they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other he put in Dan. And this thing became a sin. But the people went up to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made an house of high places, and made the priest of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah. And he offered upon the altar. So did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priest of the high places which he had made. So he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he devised in his own heart, and ordained a feast unto the children of Israel. And he offered upon the altar and burnt incense. Stop here. We look at this, the verse that stands out here that I really want to look at is, and this became a sin. What was the sin? The transgression. Sin is the transgression of the law, according to 1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Sin is the transgression of the law. Now, obviously, he had sinned against the Creator by setting up images, directly going against Deuteronomy chapter 5 and the 10 Commandments, and Exodus chapter 20. And I quote, Thou shalt not have no other gods before me, neither set thee images before me, neither bow down and worship them. That was his sin there. Then there was other sins that were committed. The next sin that he had committed in this particular text is that he made a feast like unto the feast of the children of Israel, which is in Leviticus chapter 23. He made a feast just like unto it, but he ordained that feast to be in the wrong place. Now, according to the Torah, Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 16, he was to go up to Jerusalem, or allowed the people to go up to Jerusalem. But he forbade them from going up because of his unbelief and his fear. And because of that fear and that doubt, this have happened. The next thing that we see is that he ordained priests of the lowest of the people, directly going against the Torah, where the Torah commanded that the priests would come from the tribe of Levi. So these are the sins that he committed, but the root cause of this problem, or of all these sins, was doubt and fear. I want to pause here and say this. We have to be careful what we build because of doubt and fear. Doubt and fear can cause you to build things Elohim have never commanded you to build. Doubt and fear will cause you to create a new vision. Doubt and fear can cause you to go in the wrong direction. Doubt and fear would have you making decisions that goes directly against the will of Elohim. The root cause of his problem was doubt and fear. Now let's take a look at 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 1, where the story continues. And behold, there came a man of Elohim out of Judah by the word of Yah unto Bethel. And Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense. And the prophet cried against the altar in the word of Yah, and said, O altar, altar, thus saith Yah, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Josiah by name. And upon thee shall he offer the priest of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, This is the sign which Yah has spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out. And it shall come to pass, when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of Elohim, which he cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand which he put forth against him dried up, so that he could not pull it unto him again. The altar also was rent, and the ashes was poured out from the altar according to the sign which the man of Elohim had given by the word of Yah. And the king answered and said unto the man of Elohim, Entreat now the face of Yah your Elohim, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored again. And the man of Elohim besought Yah, and the king's hand was restored unto him again, and it became as it was before. Let's stop here. The thing that we see in this passage, we see that because he disobeyed the Torah, Jeroboam, preventing the people from worshiping in Jerusalem and leading them to other gods, Elohim was furious, and he sent the prophet with the warning. This prophet prophesied against the altar and the priest, foretelling the judgment that will come through who? Josiah. And not only that, Elohim gave very specific signs through the prophet. He caused the altar to be rent. He caused the ashes to be poured out as a prophetic sign that this word will surely come to pass. When Elohim gives a warning, that warning will follow you, and it will continue to follow you to turn you away from your wicked ways. But also remember, Ezekiel chapter 18 says, he would have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. So we know that Yah is merciful. Elohim is patient, but he also sends us warning before judgment. Our actions have consequences, and it's a call to turn back to his ways, which is the ways of the Torah. It is not the ways of a denomination, not the ways of man's philosophy, not the ways of man's doctrine or traditions, but the ways of the Torah. If you look and study the Torah, you will find that the Torah, the whole purpose is to put a difference, to show us what is right and wrong, to show us what is clean and unclean, holy and profane. The Torah shows us the way that we must walk. The Torah has its purpose. It has commandments, statutes, ordinances, and judgment, and even charges. The Besorah, the gospel, it is for the purpose of saving the soul. But after your soul is saved, then what are you going to do from there? You must obey the commandments of Yah. How could Yah convict you? How could Yah send a word to you and convict you and to call you to turn from your wicked ways if you don't know what the wickedness that you are doing? The Torah clearly teaches us what is wickedness. I will urge you and encourage you to study the Torah. I hope this lesson blessed you. Baruch Hashem.
Time